My buildup down there is definitely looking a lot better.
It's still mostly not landing craft, so like when you get Nagambo, your first step will be to get most of the units off of Nagambo. How many total land units do you have?
Deployed right now, 362 and reserve 246.
Land units, you clicked on the land thing and got that number? You clicked on filter to land units?
Yes, deployed units 362.
Really?
Yeah.
So in total, you have over 500 land units?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna say, it sounds like your military and land units is as big as my total military is.
No, there's a couple troops in Iraq. There's only like 2 units.
How many troops do you have built up over there right now?
Shows 181.
Where's the rest of your deployed units?
That's a good question. Let's see where the hell these guys are.
Because if you have 500 land units, you can make a much larger showing of force than is currently here. That's why I wanted to make sure you didn't have it filtered to all branches. That you clicked the green filter to land units button.
Oh, yes, I see. Okay. I thought I had it selected. Okay, yeah, now it makes sense. 189 deployed units, reserve units 199.
That makes a lot more sense. See, after dealing with Dema, I know mistakes when I hear them. Even if the other person is sure they're not making a mistake, I know the mistake when I hear it. Because I was going to say, there's no way your land force is as big as my military. If I learned one thing by watching you fight in Iraq, it's that your land force was a lot smaller than I expected. 7.4% inflation. It's gone down so much. Beautiful. It was at 7% before I started the war. It's February and I'm still recovering. So who do you think's starting the next war, aside from your with Sri Lanka? Now that Israel's not a factor.
Let me see here. How about the U.S. goes into Cuba?
I doubt it. Well, that'd be funny. Cuba would crumple. Absolutely crumple. I've seen this kind of shit happen before. That's how I know it would crumple. I hope whoever declares war, it's a big war. And I hope whoever it involves, it does not negatively affect us, so that we get the bonuses of selling goods during a big war while not being involved in the big war and while having no reason to involve ourselves in the war. God, I have so much money and so little expenses right now. I'm selling things at like 4% markups, like 4% markup for electricity, oil a 1% markup, wood a 1% markup, consumer goods 1% markup. I'm not even selling agriculture at a markup. It's at 0 because I just have so much money. It's quite an inverse problem from the start of the game.
When you had none.
When I had none, yes. And my inflation's down to 7.2. I'm gonna start and see if I can repair everything in the Middle East that I took. That's a lot of stuff to repair and build. It will probably heat my economy up again while I do it. Quite a bit. It's also going to spend quite a bit of money and quite a bit of industrial goods. I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff that could be repaired, but some things like the aerospace engineering, mission control, orbital launch pad, any research centers, those are going to take a lot. Yeah, I just used 3 billion in one day, and I'm using 100,000 industrial goods a day. Jesus fuck. Also, I love how you haven't changed any of the buildings that are on Baghdad. You just kept what was there.
I'm preoccupied with all this shit so far. Like, I haven't gotten over there yet.
My industrial usage has gone from 100,000 per day to 50,000 per day. It was just an explosion of usage all at once. Oh God!
Oh, shit, what the?
Were you still opposing their government this whole time?
No.
Because I remember you were doing that earlier. You were supporting their opposition, and that probably gave them more justification against you.
So Iran just declared war on me. Yay.
Yes. You're gonna need to move those troops back.
Yeah.
You want me to see what I can do in the West?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I wasn't prepared for this, but I'll do my best. There's 2 ways we can go about this. Number 1, I declare war, open a front in the West, and try to keep them off your territory. Number 2, I do not declare war. I fight exclusively through your territory, and therefore you get all the land. Or do you care?
I don't care.
Okay, then I can go full on. Because I was going to say, I can definitely get there sooner because most of my troops are still in the Middle East if I just invade through the West. If I have to send my troops over to you, it's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah, I'm already redirecting all my forces.
Unfortunately, I don't have full war justification against them, so it's going to hurt me a little bit, but I got to get you back, man.
Let it build up. Let it build up until you do. I think I can hold out.
It's at 80%. It's more than I could build it up, really. So don't worry about that. 80%'s fine. More than enough. I haven't taken any treaty integrity hits in a while anyway. Oh, I wonder what this is going to do to my economy. My units are not ready efficiency-wise for war right now because I've had my maintenance and training at minimum. But their units shouldn't be so much better anyway. Well, I guess we answered the question of what the next war is going to be.
Yeah.
It's Iran attacking you. Iran has fucking patrol boats over by my homeland for whatever reason. Must have purchased them from somebody. But yeah, I took a little bit of a treaty integrity hit, unfortunately. But because I had 80%, it's not as bad as it could be, hopefully. But if I get attacked, then you could come and help me.
Yes, sir, I can.
My efficiency's not quite ready, but I'm already just charging fucking balls deep. I'm going in. They're mounting a lot of their troops in the west on me already. I'm actually just gonna moreover gather my troops up for right now. And just hold on a fucking second. Because it looks like they were not ready to charge into your territory, so you have a good advantage right now to get your troops back and get them on the border. But most of their troops are over by me, and they're kind of staring me down.
Eat shit, assholes.
Starting to push. Yeah, they have a small amount over there. I have a stupidly large Iranian force already on this border staring me down, which is going to make it a little hard to actually push in at the start.
We got a dogfight going on over here.
Nice. Make sure you win. You also have a much less developed border to try to fight through. They're starting to push into your territory, I see.
Down in the south, yeah.
Yeah. You have to man that whole front, or at least the choke points, you know, on the roads. That's going to be the problem. And you have most of your military still returning from Sri Lanka. Oh, I got so many of their troops kind of distracted up here. That's good anyway. Maybe what I should do is take this a little bit more to the south now that so many of their troops are distracted up here. And head instead down for a different entrance point. Yeah, they've just manned this border with so many troops I couldn't break in if I wanted to. Hopefully I can do this with everything I have in the Middle East, specifically. I hopefully don't have to send any more units. Most of my land military is in the Middle East, though. Most of what I have is here. Alright, I'm pushing in. Pushing up on Islamabad. I've already distracted a giant amount of their troops. I'm about to start distracting even more. Oh yeah, they're running down to intercept me. Got all sorts of Iranian infantry showing up. But I got a fuck ton of units pouring in. Let's see them try to stop this. I've swarmed in with my fucking troops. And they're swarming a bunch of their troops on my troops. So this should hopefully be a fantastic distraction. Getting some heavy fucking fighting over here. Yeah, I see you're running into some resistance too. I think I have most of their army over here. I'm losing troops, that's for sure. I'm also killing troops. And I'm starting to get small amounts of allied assistance from, like, Iraq, I think. Iraq and Kurdistan sending me some World War II infantry. I've lost some troops, but I'm making a push. I'm chasing them into their land, that's for sure. If I can see a good success over here, then you should have no problem holding over there. But it looks like it's going to be a little costly. That's for sure. Oh, the Iraqis actually got a whole bunch of Merkabas, and they're sending them in to help. Lost another 10 units already, that's no good. I'm gonna start a northwestern push as well, separate to this push.
Looks like their main push down here is in my southwest.
Lost like 20 or 30 units already, but I've made good progress. I see your main force is arriving. That's good because honestly, this momentum is hard to keep up. is a little difficult. They have a lot of air units. I have some air units here of my own as well. And I also have the Iraqis helping me out. Lost another like 20 units. Ugh. How are we doing overall? I mean, my KDR overall is pretty good. Iran's KDR is about even. I have kind of pushed them, I've broken their lines, and I've pushed them back quite a bit. I'm having some supply issues though, but hopefully that second push I started is going to see some success. Alright, their north is very poorly defended. Now that they've moved everything down here to the center to try to stop me there. So the units I'm pushing up north are hopefully going to make some good progress. The 5 units lost. Oh, this is going to be a tough war. So your units are about to land, thank God. Thank God, because it's pretty brutal over here. I'm pushing though, I'm getting in there. I'm eating away at their western area.
Alright boys, reinforcements are here. Let's see how...
Inflation's going up slowly. I'm burning through money though. I'm losing some units already. I'm running into some roadblocks at some of their military bases, but otherwise I'm making damn fine progress. We're gonna have a lot more Middle Eastern border gore by the looks of it. Pushing in further. The very slim but very sure support that I'm getting from Kurdistan and the support that I'm getting from Iraq and maybe Egypt, this might be some Egypt units as well, is very helpful. Oh man, Egypt is actually sending a fuck ton of units to help me. I can see a whole bunch of Egyptian units on their way. Some other... Yeah, the Muslim allies are really rallying on this Western Front, I can say that much. All sorts of nations are getting involved. Iran declared war on Kurdistan? Oh yeah, Iran declared war on Kurdistan. Kurdistan's now officially involved in the war. Oh, this is gonna be border gore galore. Kurdistan's already getting some land in the middle of all this. I'm trying to focus where they're not concentratedly built up.
It's like Sri Lanka was saved by Iran, but... Hey, I'll take Iran.
Well, Kurdistan's fully involved in the war now due to their actively being involved in the war now.
Pushing into Iran. They're in retreat.
That's good, yeah. They're maintaining a front over here, but with Kurdistan involved, my own slack is being made up for. We push through the western part of Iran now. And also, yeah, you sent all your troops, like, into the middle of a desert. That's not gonna work.
Well, it was to hold the damn line.
The thing is, they can't push too far and claim a lot of land without a road anyway. You needed to move forward on the roads and just kind of claim the choke point. And then the offensive would have fallen apart and you'd be halfway through Iran right now. I'm having to micro my units like so much right now because I'm maintaining a northern front and a southern front. Even with the help of the Egyptians and the direct intervention of the Kurds, it's still an insane fight over here and I'm losing crazy amounts of forces. But we're getting closer and closer to Tehran, so Iran will fall.
You can't have that much left.
They have a good amount on the front right now. A good amount that I'm having trouble getting through. They've maintained their positions where it counts. And thus a lot of my forces have gotten pretty messed up. My amount of units here have basically halved, just through sheer losses and needing to send units back to repair. Without the Kurds and the Iraqis and Egyptians, holding all of this would be an impossible challenge. The fact that I'm pushing at all is absolutely insane. It's like impossible, yet I'm still doing it. They have some really good choke points in their infrastructure that they're using to hold me off. Like in the north, I've been stuck at Tabriz this whole time because it's just a very good, like, military location where they have a barracks and everything. I'm starting to get around it though. The front is looking less and less Indonesian and more majority like my allies. Just because I have less and less troops over here. The military approval rating of Iran is falling. My money's going back up, so that's good. Probably because I have less troops to pay for now that a lot of them are dying. I've kind of reclaimed my southern line. I've pushed forward a new eastern line. In the north, I've finally made progress and I'm pushing them inwards. Basically trying to get it moving towards Tehran. as quickly as I can while holding my lines everywhere else. My eastern line's holding. It's not really moving. And it's mostly being manned right now by M1A1 Abrams from 88. Undoubtedly sent by Egypt. Wow, dude. I didn't realize how hard it would be to fight Iran. I think the biggest problem is just how much of a supply issue your units have run into. Otherwise, I think we'd be slaughtering them.
Yeah.
But without all these allies, this would be even harder. It's gonna be some fucking Swiss cheese border gore after this, though, due to Kurdistan getting directly involved. I've been trying to do whatever I can to keep the Swiss cheese to a minimum. It's definitely got Swissed up a little bit by Kurdistan, but as of right now, I've messed with the enemy lines in such a way that Kurdistan isn't expanding anymore. One problem we've been having is the Iranian Navy getting in the way of retreating troops, and the fact that our allies are not allied together, so the Saudis haven't been able to come assist me because I don't have a port that they could land in. The Saudis would make this war a fucking curb stop if we could actually get them, like, directly involved. Without the Egyptians, I would have lost all of this already. All hail the fucking Egyptians, man. Again, if only I had the Saudis, too. And a lot of the fleeing Egyptian troops are just getting fucked by the Iranian Navy. I hate seeing that. But I don't have the troops to change that. Alright, we push forward and take another military location with an orbital launch pad. Oh god. I ran into space? I don't like that. Looks like I have 100% finished off the Swiss cheese problem. So that's good. I'm happy about that.
We got a nice even line now.
Yeah, nice Indonesian line. No more Kurdistan Swiss cheese getting in my way. It took a lot of micromanagement to stop the Swiss cheese from going any further than this. I have lost, like, I feel like 100 units at this point. Probably, yeah. Like a third of my military I've lost in this war. I was not expecting to be thrown into a war again so quickly. I have a heavy Indonesian push happening in the north now. The south is being almost exclusively held by Egypt, although Egypt is running out of troops as well. I finally have enough barracks in Iran to just repair my troops in Iran. I'm just trying to hit Tehran, because imagine if they moved their capital, like, over to you or something. You could just fucking curb stomp it. Oh my god, your sheer amount of troops that you piled up is crazy. Oh man, I'm so glad the Muslims are helping me. I really wish we were all allies, because I'd love the Saudis to start helping me. The Egyptians, the Iraqi, and the Kurdistans, they've saved me so much. They're the reason why this push is even still going. But god damn, if we had the Saudis, everything would be different. Everything. I'm starting to make my way to Tehran. I've kind of poked my way in there. The units are really having to try hard to keep up. I'm maintaining about 150 troops in this area, but it's still lacking. It could still be doing better.
Troops or 300 units.
My problem right now is just a lack of offensive troops here. Thank God Egypt and Iraq got so many Merkavas. They are coming so in handy. I've made no progress in the south. I've just kind of held my lines. In the east, I pushed forward. In the north, I'm pushing forward like crazy. And this is all starting to converge. Slowly but surely, it's all converging on Tehran. But they're fighting to the death to hold Tehran. You know, it's a good thing I came in from the west. It would have gotten bogged down even more over there on your front. However, I'm wondering if I was actually needed, because I feel like with how bogged down it is over there, it would have been a long war, but you would have won it eventually, I think. Maybe. I might be undervaluing what I've done.
I think you are.
Because considering I've lost a third of my land military already, I think I'm undervaluing what I've actually done. Because they would have swarmed all of these units to you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rebuild so many forces after this. Oh, it's gonna be nuts. Got a little bit of a southern push happening eventually, or finally. I've taken Andimeshk, which is a city that has caused me no end of problems in trying to take it. The problem has just moved back one town to Dezful. I'm trying to break through this town of Kazvin and Takistan. This last little industrial hub in between me and Tehran on this one road in the north.
You're almost there.
Almost, yeah, but the front is so difficult to maintain right now, and their garrisons are proving a huge nuisance. Running into some supply issues too. They're trying to go on a sneaky little northern offensive as well. Awesome! I just collapsed that point I was trying to get in on. Gotta push further down the road. We're getting to Tehran. I lost Andy Meshk, unfortunately. The south is still a constant skirmish. If Tehran falls, I feel like Iran should fall shortly after, whether they surrender or not. It would really be a push with these back-to-back wars, though. Oh, man. It's really testing what we are capable of right now. But with Iran dead, we're just going to come out stronger. They have so many planes over here. Jesus, fuck. My air force is really small. I have anti-air, but shit, dude, not that much. One step closer to Tehran, I just took Karaj. Malard's about to fall, and Malard falls. Another step closer to Tehran. There's not a lot of units on Tehran right now, but there are some garrisons. Malard has fallen. They have a big military base with a lot of their land production and just production in general right next to Tehran. And that's going to be my biggest hurdle to try to pass because of the units they have defending it. Luckily, no garrisons. So when I push the units out of here, they'll be pushed on out and we can make some real nice progress.
Yeah, you're lucky. That's all I'm running into is fucking garrisons.
Yeah. Yeah, they can get pretty problematic. There's assloads of garrisons over here, though, that's for sure. I wonder how the final borders of this are going to look.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah, Swiss cheese. I imagine you'll eat half the stuff east of wherever I end. I'm just trying to fucking take Tehran and end this ASAP. I'm not even trying to grab anything else. Pushing a lot of their units back. Oh, they have another fucking production site over here right outside Tehran. I pushed up right against Tehran, though. I'm gonna try to get all my current units that are kind of on the second line rushing to Tehran right now. Alright, everything's on Tehran. 3 garrisons, about to be 2 garrisons, and some sort of APC in my way. I've claimed one of their military production locations over here as well. That's fantastic. And I took the capital. Tehran has fallen.
Nice.
Fantastic. Please surrender. Their military approval rating has shot down the fucking tube. So they should start surrendering units, if not entirely. Their garrisons are still fighting hard, even with that nerfed military approval rating. I'm gonna start funding max insurgency on them to try to force them into surrendering now. Inflation's back up to 10.5%. My economy is having problems. Yeah, damn. That wasn't enough to make them surrender. But their new capital is right next to you. That's good. You take that, and the war should hopefully end. Hopefully. Of course, supplies. What about it?
Where did they move it to? Oh, Mashhad.
Yeah, Mashhad, right next to you.
They're attacking it right now.
Looks like you might need more units. I mean, all that's really there is garrisons. If you can manage the supply, maybe a little bit more reinforcements, it'll fall. If that falls, they should surrender. But I'll keep pushing over here, doing whatever I can. I'm starting to push down to the ocean. I've redirected some of my units now that the capital has fallen. If I can get all the way down to the ocean and capture it, the Saudis might come and help me. I'm going past this one town that's been getting in my way, and I'm just trying to head straight down to the fucking coast if I can. Just skipping certain locations if it gets me to the coast faster. I see you've got a bunch of naval presence off their coast now. You know what's funny? That's actually going to affect the land that you claim pretty noticeably. It's going to be pretty funny border gore at the end, probably. So many troops at Desful. It's been holding on for the longest fucking time. Very annoying. And I've skipped a whole lot of their towns. I have not been very completionist with it. First, I tried to stop the fucking spaghetti Swiss cheese. Then I went for the capital. I'm trying to get to Bandar-e Mashishur, because that's the first sea pier I can run into. The Saudis are trying to send reinforcements. They just don't have anywhere to land currently. I'm getting closer and closer to that coast to that sea pier. There's only 1 or 2 cities in between me and the sea pier that could allow the Saudis to come help me. If they're even going to be needed at this point, but... And Abadan... About to fall, it fell. Now to move on. Come on, sea pier. They have 3 garrisons. And a bridge. Great. Trying to get as much
right,
like artillery helping. You took the capital?
Yep.
Let's hope they fucking surrender finally. Yes, they surrendered.
Yep. Oh, that's pretty good. It kind of gave us like a little 50-50 split.
Roughly, yeah.
Oh, thank God. Holy crap, though.
Man, oh man. Let me look at the loyalty to see this, try to understand the split a little better. Okay, yeah. If I look at the loyalty, yeah, it's kind of like this little 50-50 split sort of thing. Especially when you include the fact that Kurdistan got some. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to figure out now. Like, I just got all sorts of stuff from them that I don't need. A lot of build capacity. I'm gonna be tearing down most of their infrastructure as well. Everything. Production. The only thing I'm not gonna tear down is resource production. Any kind of other production, I'm basically just gonna tear down. I got more missile production, I got more aircraft production. See, I don't need this necessarily. I'm up to 25 build capacity for land. That's a little bit excessive.
Up to 17.
Yeah, you need yours. I have too much. Zanjan had a research center. Don't need that. Need any of these petrol plants. I can get rid of petrol plants really easy in fucking bulk. They had 48. They had 48 petrol plants. Let's lower that to fucking 0. They had some mid-military goods. Get rid of that. Well, so much for invading Madagascar and Sri Lanka, right? Jesus Christ.
Oh, there's an airfield there.
My inflation has hit 12%, dude. I got so many more research centers. This is so unnecessary. Why did you even have this much?
Well, I don't think I spent as much as you did, bro. That's why.
I lost a third of my military. I spent so much money. I think I actually ended up taking the brunt of that war. What am I, the US?
You're my US.
I guess so. You're welcome. Shit. It's okay, I'll make you help me with something. I'm trying to deconstruct a lot of the research centers that I got from them. Like, nearly all of them. I don't need this. Oh yeah, I got a whole nother, like, set of launch pad mission control, aerospace engineering. I don't need any of this. That can all go. And New Zealand was spying on me. Of course they were.
Everybody's spying on you.
Literally, yeah, the whole world's spying on me because I'm the one making all these massive fucking gains. The whole world is like, oh no, who's that? I got one location that has a good southern port, so I'm going to build a seaport instead of a sea pier at Bandar-e-Mashashur. Because right now it's transporting so much stuff. It's like my only port on the south. You got the next one. Over in... Oh, you got an actual port, you lucky fuck. You got their naval production as well. Let me get rid of one missile production in Iraq, or Israel. Can't even keep all these names straight anymore. My inflation's going down again, thank God. I hope nobody else tries to kill us or our allies during this time. That would make me so happy if that's how it went. I have more naval production now, so my usage of nuclear goods is going up. I have more air production now. I've just been finding it. I have missile production, ass loads of land production. I just captured a spy from Nigeria. I was unfortunately an aggressor in that war, so some of my neighbors are a little like, we maybe attack you. I captured a lot of their units after taking them over, but a lot of their units were dog shit. So I have some like light infantry and some other garbage I don't care about. Helped get my military numbers up a little more.
The only reason why I got lucky is the fact that my units were at least more advanced.
Your biggest problem was that you dogpiled all your troops onto areas without roads.
Yeah, I know.
You have to stick on the roads. And that's why roads are so useful for motorized troops and why I keep existing roads most of the time. Motorized and mechanized units function best on roads. Rails are good for transporting supply for cheap. I border Armenia now. That's fun. I'm gonna try to link some places that could use a more direct link by using rails. Right, this has a railroad on it. Go ahead and draw a little rail line. Heading through some of this stuff. Going right through the center of this desert. Connected all the way to Esfand. There's this one big ass desert that I have technically in the very east that I could connect a little bit. Hey, so look over to my eastern holdings, a little more northeast, and you'll see that near where you're setting up that supply depot in your westernmost, I've set up a railroad at the very border. Could you connect that for me? So we have a rail line going between our territory over there. I think that would help with any northern...
Northwest, right?
To your very, like, northwest. Look down a little. You're setting up a military complex and a supply depot southwest of Mashhad, where all of those other rail lines and roads you're setting up are meeting up.
Oh, I see. Where it has that little curvature of yours.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
little curvature set up, like, that's X, the coordinates. Do you know how to check the coordinates on the land tab when you click on a tile? Yeah, just like that. Perfect.